Y'all see the title, Colin Kaepernick. I believe in my assumption that he has sold his platform, his stands of police brutality against black men to Nike. And here's why. Look, a lot of people won't get mad, a lot of people won't be emotional, but look, it's time to grow up and look at this situation from a logical standpoint. Why would Nike ever get behind Colin Kaepernick? You got to ask yourself that. Nike is a multi-billion-dollar company, and police brutality against black men has been happening for years and years and years and years and years. And now all of a sudden, Nike want to get behind it, and Nike is supporting it. Now, I'm not saying Nike should have got behind this stands 50, 60 years ago because Nike was not prominent. Nike was not what it is right now today. But ever since the 90s, Nike has been the leading shoe seller, the leading shoe company in America, at least since the mid 90s at least. Since the boom of Jordan and all these other prominent athletes, they started getting Tiger Woods, from Bo Jackson, a lot of people, just a lot of people, a lot of prominent top athletes go. LeBron James go to Nike. Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant didn't do it at first, but then Kobe Bryant joined Nike. So Nike has been powerful since the '90s. Why haven't Nike got behind its stands in the mid '90s? Why they have to wait till Colin Kaepernick go out there and take a knee and say, "Well, I'm taking a knee," because of police brutality against black men or um, you know anybody of color, black and brown men. you know. And he stated that he was not going to stand up and salute a flag, and sing the national anthem, um, you know, to a flag that belongs to a country that allows the police brutality of black and brown men. Right now, I was all for Colin Kaepernick, his stands, his his gesture, because that's what it was. It was a gesture. It was a, you know, and I thought he had a plan for his gesture. But as the weeks start going on, months start going on, you don't hear from Colin Kaepernick. You hear from other people talking, but not Colin Kaepernick. When a man says that he's standing on something, and he doesn't come out and properly talk about the solutions, because he had a gesture. That's what it was. It was just a gesture of him taking a knee. But he never talked about the solutions. You see, grown people, adults talk about solutions. Kids do gestures. Now, like I said, he used the platform of the NFL to get his gesture out there, his stands out there. That's fine. You know, that's fine. And if he wants to use the NFL for that platform, he can. And now once you do that, you have to come out and have a plan. You have to have a platform to that's going to go towards a solution. Because if not, you have a lot of people picking and being able to pick your stands apart and be able to so-called hijack your stands. Like, a lot of people think that President Trump hijacked the stands, but Colin Kaepernick had no end game. I believe it was this. I know a lot of people gonna say, well, he already had this. He probably how didn't you know he already had this in his mind? Colin Kaepernick did get beat out, by the backup quarterback, Blaine Gabbert, and he lost his job simply because not because Colin Kaepernick can't play. He can play. The man can play. The man was in the NFC Championship game twice. He played in the Super Bowl against the Ravens, so he can play. The man can play football. It's just the fact that the system that San Francisco was running at the time, Colin Kaepernick didn't fit the system because Colin Kaepernick is a run first quarterback. He's not a pocket quarterback. Now he can throw the ball from the pocket, but he's not a traditional pocket quarterback. And that system called for a pocket quarterback. Just so happened that Blaine Gabbert is a pocket quarterback. Now, I'm not saying Blaine Gabbert is this and that, this and that. No, Blaine Gabbert is not this and that because he's been around the league. So, but Colin Kaepernick, I believe he was embarrassed. He was soaking on the bench. Now, then he started taking a knee, and everybody asked him, why is he taking a knee? And then he came out. He did state why he was taking a knee. He did say he was taking a knee because black and brown people have been unfairly profiled and killed by police officers. Now, we all know that's a problem in America. We all know that's a problem of that happening to black and brown people mostly. So he had some facts, sort of some facts behind him, but you know you have to once he said the flag in that same system sentence, he did make it about the flag because he said he wasn't going to stand up before a flag. See, once he said that, people started saying, "Oh, you unpatriotic because you don't want to stand up for the national anthem." Although I have been to many sporting events where I've been to some of my sporting events for my kids. I have been to assemblies. I have been to things where they play the national anthem and people did not stand up. So for people to say that you're unpatriotic because you don't stand up for the national anthem, that's hypocrite because a lot of people don't stand up for the national anthem when it's played. So I have seen it. So but because Colin Kaepernick is an athlete, he's a high profile athlete. He's gonna get that. He's gonna get that blame. He's gonna get that heat. And when he said that before a sporting event that people come to pay for to see, people looked at it as being disrespectful. So then he went weeks and months without saying anything. You have to have a solution to the problem. Yes, Colin Kaepernick, I'm not gonna say he acknowledged the problem because we all know the problem was there. Everybody in the black community, in the brown community, the Mexican community, everybody in those communities know what Colin Kaepernick said. So he didn't say anything that was original. Now he brought it to a national audience on that scale, on the NFL scale, in that audience the NFL had. So he brought it to the audience, but he didn't. It wasn't nothing. He didn't say anything that was original. So let me get that out there. Colin Kaepernick didn't say anything that was original. Now I give him credit for standing on something. Now standing on something and having a symbol is one thing. You have to have a solution, and he has to have an end game. He has to know before he came out and did that. I'm pretty sure that that did not just come off, that year in his life that he was wanted to do that he wanted to do that he wanted to you know take that knee or whatever. I think it was a whole lot of emotions going through Colin Kaepernick that he had lost his starting job, and yes, he probably was fed up with the whole brutality against black men because we had a series of people getting shot that was unarmed. And a police officer shot a guy that was running and he didn't go to jail for it. So yes, I'm not saying that he didn't feel that. So what I'm saying is this: I think Colin Kaepernick emotions got the best of him, and he didn't have no solution. He didn't have a solution. He didn't have a game plan. He didn't sit down and when you do something like that of that magnitude, you have to have a game plan because there's gonna be sharks in the water. People are gonna be throwing darts at you. They're gonna try to catch you up. They're gonna try to see what is his true motivation. Because Colin Kaepernick at that point been in the league 6 years, and they're gonna say, well, police brutality been going on for a long time. You've been in the league for 6 years. Why you ain't say this even 3 years ago, even 2 years ago? Well, all of a sudden you saying it now, and it just so happened that you're not the starting quarterback because Colin Kaepernick did not take a knee and talk about that situation when he was the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, when he was having a lot of success, when he was going to the NFC Championship games and he was going to the Super Bowl. See, if anything, the Super Bowl would have been the place to say it because he even had a bigger audience at the Super Bowl. So like I said, I think it was a lot of him being emotional that he lost his starting job. He wasn't thinking about what he was doing in the ramifications of what he was doing. And I know for a fact he didn't think he was going to lose his job, because if he thought for 1 second he was going to lose his career in the NFL, I don't think Colin Kaepernick would have did it. And I know a lot of people say, "Well, how did you know?" Look, the man wouldn't be trying to get back in the NFL. He was trying to get back in the NFL. Now he's suing the NFL, for people for the NFL owners colluding. Do I think the NFL owners colluded? I believe the NFL owners did collude. Yes, I believe they colluded. Now, can Colin Kaepernick and his lawyer prove that? Is it paperwork? Do you have witnesses? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's for them to find out, and that's for them to see. It's gonna be hard if they don't have any, emails or phone call records or anything of that nature, or any witnesses stating that, yeah, we did collude to keep him out the league. Of course they look. All 32 teams will not bring that man in for a tryout. You know what I'm saying? Or give him a chance to play. For everybody to be on the same page, just so happen to be on the same page. But another thing, Colin Kaepernick does bring a lot of chaos to your team, because if he continues to take a knee, now he did come out and say he was not going to take a knee no longer. You see how that works. He all of a sudden he was, if he knew, like that, that's why I'm going back to it. If he knew that he's going to lose his NFL career over this situation, he would have never done it, because he wouldn't have came back a year later and say he was not going to take a knee no longer, because he did put out that statement and say he's not going to take a knee no longer. But at that point, the NFL team just said, you're more problems than you're worth, because first of all, you have fallen off as a quarterback. Second of all, you're going to bring a lot of, even if you don't take a knee, we're going to have a lot of reporters not even talking about the team, or talking about, what we're going to do in the next game. They're going to be talking to you about your stands. And that's going to probably go on for a long time. So they figure it's not even worth the negative publicity. And it's not worth the negative publicity as far as their fans is concerned, because a lot of fans, they were not down with him taking a knee. They were not down. I was with Colin Kaepernick in the beginning, but I thought the man had a solution, because you can't just do that without a solution. So, like I said, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite and like I'm getting on Colin Kaepernick right now, but when he decided to join with Nike, like, when I know Nike probably came to him and said, "Hey, we can do this, we can do this campaign, this and that." If Colin Kaepernick was really, really about the stance that he was taking, and really about, now I do believe that he's really sincere about the police brutality. But if he was really on board with that, he should have told Nike, "No, I don't want to be in bed with you and seem like I'm making money or I'm profiting off of my stands. If you want to donate to my cause or my charity that's going to go directly to help combat police brutality against black and brown people, you can do that. But I'm not going to do no campaign or no commercials." That's what he should have did. That's what he should have said. No, he decided to. I'm telling y'all, he sold his stands to Nike, because he's making money off of Nike. Now Nike is going to make Colin Kaepernick a symbol for eternity. Now he's going to be a symbol to bring more black and brown people in the fold of Nike, to say, look who we got. We got Colin Kaepernick. We're supporting him. Y'all should support. This is what they don't have to say. Nike don't have to say that out of their mouths, but this is what they're saying with bagging Colin Kaepernick. Now y'all can get behind us, or y'all can support Nike more, because we are standing with Colin Kaepernick. You see how that works? When a big corporation like Nike, that's worth billions and billions of dollars, they don't do anything of that magnitude if they don't think they're gonna profit off of it. They know they're gonna profit off of Colin Kaepernick. And now Colin Kaepernick is gonna be a symbol. And my thing is this. This is the eye popping thing. When I first seen that commercial, it was nothing about police brutality in that commercial. The first commercial even if he did get in bed with Nike, the first commercial should have been about police brutality, showing the video showing people that had direct run-ins with the police and came on the wrong end of the stick, showed people that lost their lives. It was nothing like that. It was a Nike campaign. It was a Nike campaign. I'm looking at this like, are you serious, man? This man sold his platform. And I know, look, people want to get on Facebook. They want to get on Twitter, and it feels good to say, I'm standing with Colin Kaepernick. If you don't believe in something, if you willing to, what was the slogan? If you willing to risk everything to believe in something, something like that. Risk everything to believe in something, or something of that notion. That's a Nike campaign. That's a Nike slogan. You know how many people probably went out and bought Colin Kaepernick's jerseys after that, which Nike is making? He probably gonna come out with some shoes. He probably gonna have a clothing line, and then you gotta often wonder. See, Nike, they could have been changed. They have a lot of money, and what money brings a lot of influence. They could have they could, if they wanted to change what was going on in the black community as far as police brutality, they could have been behind it 20 years ago. That's what people don't understand. And then people are like, "Oh, you a hate?" No, I'm not a hater. I'm just this is logical. This is grown people talk. This ain't for people that like to go on Twitter or Facebook and like to believe in symbols and all this crap. No, you got to believe in solutions. There's a problem. There's a solution. Yes, Colin Kaepernick brought up the problem. Where's the solution? Is this now? Is a solution for you to make a lot of money with Nike? Is that's the solution? Because I mean, I'm not saying Colin Kaepernick is broke because he made money in the NFL, but now that he's suing the NFL, he needs money. So who gonna pay all them lawyer fees? Step in Nike. Nike gonna pay his lawyer fees because the NFL owners, a lot of them are billionaires, and they can drag this out in court for a long time, man, and that costs money. That means you got to pay the lawyers. You think Colin Kaepernick gonna have money to pay lawyers over? They can, if the NFL wants to, they can drag this off for another 10 years. They can just keep dragging this, piling up paperwork. So, man, I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed that Colin Kaepernick has sold his stands. He sold his stands. Now, that's not to say that he's not going to do anything for police brutality, but he sold his stands to a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company, who now has control over that. Now they're gonna have control over the messaging. That was what that commercial was about. Nike now will have total control over Colin Kaepernick's message. He will not do anything or come out and say anything that Nike hasn't told him to say beforehand. That's how this works, y'all. That's how this works. This is grown people talk. This is not for people that are sensitive, that are overly emotional, because especially men, we have to start thinking with our logical side of our brain instead of thinking with the emotional side. Because everybody want to get emotional right offhand. No, don't get emotional about it. Just look at the situation. Look at the first commercial that Nike came out. Now, Colin Kaepernick is all about police brutality against black and brown people, and the first commercial that comes out is a Nike slogan. That's a Nike slogan, man. You think Colin Kaepernick said, "Okay, let's say this, let's say believe," and then what happened in the commercial? Who all did they show in commercials? All the people that are with Nike: Serena Williams, LeBron James. Was Tiger Woods in there? Well, whoever was in there. It was prominent black people that are with Nike were in the commercial. Where were the people that were racially profiled or got murdered or killed by police officers? Where were those people at in that commercial? Nowhere to be found. That should have been the first commercial. That would have told me that, okay, they are a little sincere about it. They're not even sincere about the situation. That's how I know he sold his platform. It's sold. It's been sold. It's been high. Now it's really hijacked because now, and then they got Colin Kaepernick looking like Huey Newton, man. I know who y'all know who Huey Newton is, right? The Panther leader, one of the leaders of the Black Panther. Go look at him and go and look at Colin Kaepernick. He got the black turtleneck on with the fro. Come on, y'all. Come on, people. That's why I said, man, it's time to grow up. Colin Kaepernick has sold the platform, and I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if people get overly emotional. I don't care if people say you a hater. No, the first commercial showed all top people in Nike. Where were the people that was racially profiled or got killed by police officers? Where were their names, their pictures, their story? No, it was a Nike slogan. The same Nike that admitted that they send some of their Nike representatives in urban areas to see how black kids wear their clothes and all that. I remember we had cutoff shirts. Even before Nike had brought out cutoff shirts. We used to cut off our t-shirts and play basketball. All of a sudden, 5 years later, Nike selling cutoff shirts. So they exploit black and brown people for the benefit of making a company. Who you think made Nike billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company? Black and brown people. Because we're the ones that's spending a lot of money. So when people say, you're hating on Colin Kaepernick or you bringing down a black man. No. I'm not bringing down a black man. What I'm trying to tell y'all is this black man has sold his platform to Nike, and now he's going to be a symbol, and he's not going to do anything unless Nike, or say anything or make any statements unless it comes from Nike. Plain and simple. What's up, Chad Payne? Plain and simple, man. And like I said, man, it was disappointing. It was disappointing that he never came out with a solution. Because I don't think he ever had a solution. He just was emotional about losing his starting job, and he just one day just took a knee. I think he took a knee out of not protest, probably not protesting police brutality. I think that was on his mind that he. I'm not saying that he was not thinking about that, but I think he was just being disgruntled, a disgruntled worker that lost pay, that lost his pay scale. So I don't care what nobody say, man, I'm out.